Unreal 4 has the ability to create procedural light shafts, which in my opinion look really cool and can make your environments pop and just look much nicer and more natural and cinematic. So this scene right now has just one light. It's a directional light, which I call sunlight, and it's supposed to represent my sunlight. If I look at this directional light, it's pointing from about this direction up in the sky, and you can actually see the little sunlight disk in my atmosphere back there. So we know where the sunlight's coming from. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to navigate to a different location here so we can see it better. Now with the directional light selected, I have this light shaft parameter rollout in the details panel, and I have two different methods for doing light shafts. I could use the light shaft occlusion method, or I can use the light shaft bloom method. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you how they both work, and then you can decide which one you want to use for your games and projects. So I'm going to position the camera back here behind all of these plants, which I placed here on purpose so that we can really see the effect. So if I'm just looking at the sun here and I turn on the light shaft occlusion parameter here, which is off by default, it won't look like anything happens. So if I turn that on and off, it looks like it doesn't work. The fact is you have to have something occluding or something in between you and the light source in order for you to be able to see it. So if we turn it on from behind the trees or behind the plants, now you can see that the plants are occluding the light and creating these really cool light shafts. And that looks pretty cool. It's pretty much artifact free. It's super clean, very smooth and nice. Really adds a lot of atmosphere and ambiance to your environments and your scenes and stuff like that. And it's so easy to use. All you got to do is check it on, and there you go. Now you have this occlusion mask darkness, which if you increase, you'll start to slowly kill off the effect. So if you feel like the effect by default is too strong, if I knock that down to 0, you see the effect is really strong. We get these really dark rays, which might look a little bit unnatural. So you might want to play around with the mask darkness to kind of alleviate that and tweak it. Now I'm going to use the light shaft bloom. By checking that on, you're going to see that we get these light shafts that are bright. So before we had light shafts that looked occluded and dark, these are the opposite. These will actually bloom out. They look like they're glowing. If I look straight at the sun, it's going to kind of overpower me. And in my opinion, I like using the light shaft bloom because for sunny days like this, or scenes like this where it looks like a sunny day, it really sells the effect by giving you that kind of a glow, which realistically, if you look at the sun at this time of day, your eyes are going to get blown out. You won't be able to see anything. So you have a bloom scale and a bloom threshold you can use to play around with the settings. We also have a bloom tint, which I like to use just to give you more artistic control. So if I give this kind of a warm tint, we can get sort of a sunset or sunrise sort of a feel, and this looks really awesome. Just imagine having a cool jungle environment during sunset and you're overlooking a Hawaiian beach or something like that. You can totally use this to sell the effect and really immerse the player in your environment. So if I go ahead and play with the bloom scale, I can increase the strength of the bloom, and now it's really overpowering. I'm kind of exaggerating it so you can see what the setting does. I'm going to go back to the color. Another way to control the strength of the bloom is by adjusting the value of the actual color of the bloom itself, which is what I actually like to do. I feel like this gives me the most control over the bloom when you're tweaking this stuff. So you can see that looks really cool. So there you go. That's how to use light shafts in Unreal 4. Have fun, take advantage of this stuff, and make your levels pop and look nicer with light shafts.